Welcome back, gamers, to another magazine review. It's week 4, and here's a big magazine this week. All I'm going to explain is before I show you the big front cover for this week, which is a surprise. I was right on something. That's all I'm telling you. Something about one of the soaps. I was right. No one else said it. Everyone said it was lies, and I said it was right. So, 3, 2. This is the 3rd to the 9th of October 2020 TV choice. So, it's Jeff, like Tim and Sally's wedding day. You can see there. It's big this week. We'll be reading through the whole thing. On the wee thing it says, "Will Jeff ruin Tim and Sally's big day?" ? And plus we have some new things up here. New Top Gear moves to BBC One. Danny Dyer, The Wall. So there's Mick from EastEnders. There's Whitney on trial. So it's Whitney's trial in EastEnders and the return of Spitting Image. So yeah, okay, as usual, we normally read this, but we started doing the wee bit last week, so we're going to read it. Tim is petrified Dad Jeff will ruin his wedding to Sally, so Abby devises a plan to make sure the day goes without a hitch. So, will Jeff ruin the big day? Big exciting, that's going to be on Wednesday, next Wednesday. As usual, I got these. Sorry about this. Okay. We're gonna start off this week with Cordius and Straight, and of course it's Sally and Tim wedding. So, the hottest stories this week. As Sally and Tim sneak off to the register office, Abby takes drastic action to ensure Jeff won't spoil their big day. Abby plans to keep Jeff out of the way. Terrified that Jeff will sabotage their plans to tie the knot, Sally and Tim prepare for their secret wedding this week. But when the blushing bride holds a low-key hen party in the back garden at number 4 the night before the ceremony, her vengeful father-in-law overhears them talking about the big day. Confronted by her granddad, Faye is forced to admit that Sally and Tim are intended to get married for a second time. And riddled with guilt, she sneaks away to apologise to the happy couple for letting the cat out of the bag. Tim reassures her that the old man won't dare ruin things for them. But after Jeff pleads with him to be allowed to attend, the nervous Grim confides in Abby how worried he is that he might be plotting to gatecrash the ceremony. Concerned that her friend's happiness may be at stake, Abby decides to take matters into her own hands to make sure the occasion goes without a hitch. So, as the wedding party head out to the cars waiting on the street, she puts her plan into action, and arriving at the registered police, Sally and Tim are relieved to find out that Jeff is nowhere to be seen. The assembled guests are delighted as the pair are finally pronounced man and wife, but once back at the bistro for the reception, it seems their happiness is about to be short-lived when the police turn up. Is Jeff responsible? And just what tricks does he have up his sleeve this time? I'm telling you, there's not one single little time Jeff is not in a TV choice, bro. Every single week, he's in it, bro. What's he doing this time now? Okay. Now we're gonna read this. That's my boy. Leanne meets Nick's son Sam. As her obsession with saving Oliver grows, Nick introduces Leanne to his son. While Oliver's future looking bleak, Leanne tells Steve this week that she wants to engage a specialist legal team to force the hospital to act. However, Tracy knows they're on a hiding to nothing and pulls the plug on the sale of the cab company and the florist, telling her husband they can't throw away their future on a court case they won't win. Meanwhile, Gail is introduced to her grandson and urges Nick to tell Leanne about Sam. He's reluctant to do so, but when later keeps checking his messages during a meeting with their barrister, Leanne loses her temper and accuses him of being more interested in his photo than Oliver. Realising he can't put off telling her any longer, Nick reveals to Leanne he's been texting his son Sam. But with Oliver's life hanging in the balance, can't you welcome another child into the family? What do you think? Yes or no? Yes or no? And now we're going to write this tiny bit, and that's 26 feet down. That's easy. We're flying, breezing through this whole thing. Eileen's in danger. After Sean disturbs an intruder, Eileen finds a note from Todd stuffed under the back door and heads off for a fateful resignation. But when she's approached by a very sinister looking stranger, it becomes clear she could have put herself in danger. Johnny accuses Scott of being behind a burglary at the corner shop, but is he jumping to conclusions? Yes or no? Yes or no? And this is what I was right. It's about EastEnders, and it's revealed that Mick is Frankie's dad. Day of Reckoning. Whitney's trial begins. As Chantel is laid to rest, Whitney's trial begins, and the bombshell Frankie has dropped on Mick leads to chaos in the courtroom. Oh, Frankie tells Mick she thinks he's her dad. Weighed down by his guilt about Chantel, Grace struggling to look after the kids and prepare for Whitney's trial this week. And despite the fact that the first day in court coincided with his wife's funeral, he's adamant that he won't be taken off the case and reassures her he'll be there to support her, come what may. With two such momentous occasions looming large, it's clear the entire square is feeling the strain, and he steels himself to give his evidence. Mick's oblivion not coping well with the pressure. So when he finds out that Frankie is looking after Ollie for a day, his stress boils over and he heads to the park to confront her about the way she's trying to involve herself into his family. However, when he demands some answers, he's stunned when she announces that she thinks he's her dad. Meanwhile, the day of the funeral dawns and the Taylors sadly set off to bid a final farewell to the girl they love so much. Sonia accompanies Whitney to court for the start of her murder trial, but when the tension mounts, events take a turn that neither woman could have abdicated, and as Mick enters the witness box, the pressure he's under takes its toll as the protein count pushes him to the limits. He suddenly experiences sharp pain in his chest and collapses with a serious panic attack. Will the loving dad be okay? Oh! He collapses. Panic attacks are back. Now we're going to read this tiny box here. It's all too much for Callum. Unaware that he's the one Callum is investigating, Phil asked the rookie cop to look into Raymond's adoptive family for anything that could help him with custody of his son. But Callum is starting to feel the strain of his mission, and when D.I. Thomas suggests they're up to the ant, he realises he's in over his head. Callum, why? Why would you do that? Just, bro, like, just why, Callum? Why would you go into that? Try and take down Phil Mitchell. I'll be a front cover sometime in a couple of weeks. But anyway, we're going on to Emmerdale. Sister Act. There's trouble ahead for Manpreet. When Manpreet rejects her attempts at the reconciliation, Mina turns on the charm with Rishi. Will she steal her sister's man? Mina turns on the charm with Rishi. Still in no mood to forgive her past transcends, Manpreet is deeply troubled over Mina's continued presence in the village this week, and although she's grateful for Rishi's offer to support, the stress only mounts when her sister turns up at Whole Gate Farm, eager to try and build some bridges. Despite Mina's attempts to explain her behaviour, Manpreet doesn't want to listen, and eventually she storms off. Mina is undaunted and decides that if her angry sibling won't give her the time of the day, she'll find someone who will. Unsurprisingly, a native, Rishi, is putting putty in Mina's hands as she turns on the charm, opening up about her difficult life. In fact, her sob story affects him so much that when Manpreet heads back to the surgery to look at the CVs for the advanced nurse job, Rishi takes Mina off to meet Liam and put her forward for the post. Manpreet is furious when she's forced to interview Mina for the position. It's clear she has no intention of making things easy for her. Neither Rishi nor Liam can believe how spiteful she's being, and both waste no time in criticising her handling of the situation. Could their disapproval force Manpreet to think gratitude towards her sister? And oh my god, it says here weekdays and it says 1 hour Tuesday. If you could look here, like, let me see that one time. So it is intentionally, but does that mean it's on Wednesday? I'll have a wee look here one time. It is. Is that the new way it is? It's on an hour on Wednesday and 2 episodes on Thursday. Bruh. Now we're moving on to this wee short thing, and that's us done until we need to read what the... Will Chaz leave Paddy for Al? Bears alarm when he spies Chaz heading off with Al and alerts Paddy to her actions, promoting the worried vet to follow them and witness the pair enjoying a secret picnic. It's clear that attraction between them is growing. And Paddy's scared his relationship is over. Will he lose Chaz to Al? Question mark. What do you think? That's all. My voice is going, and I'm probably not going to be able to talk the rest of the day. So, I need to read all this. Like, well, take that away. I'll take that away. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, It is hard. Okay, Monday, October the 5th for EastEnders. Mick panics when he discovers Frankie is looking after Ollie for the day and demands to know why she's so interested in his family, but what she says knocks him for 6. Tuesday the 6th of October for EastEnders. Callum's horrified when Thomas tells him they're not getting enough from his listening device and suggests he starts wearing a wire to entrap Phil. How can he get out of this one? Thursday the 8th of October for EastEnders. Grace struggles to hold it together on the day of Chantel's funeral, while Whitney feels a different kind of strange as she faces her first day in court and soon shocking scenes erupt. Friday the 9th of October for EastEnders is a must-see. You can say it's a must-see here. And it's as Whitney's trial enters its second day, she takes the stand, but when Mick follows her into the witness box, the strain proves too much and he collapses. Okay, a wee spoiler for next week on EastEnders is some unexpected news takes Stacey by surprise, but it soon becomes clear she has a bombshell of her own to drop. Who will be on the receiving end of her shattering confession? Monday the 5th of October for Coronation Street. When the doctors insist there's nothing more they can do for Oliver, Leanne vows to fight for her son by engaging a specialist legal team, but Tracy has a more realistic view. Wednesday the 7th of October for Coronation Street. It's Sally and Tim's wedding day, but they're terrified that a vengeful Jeff will find a way to sabotage the ceremony, so Abby takes matters into her own hands. Friday the 9th of October for... That's a must-see, by the way. Wednesday. Friday the 9th of October for Coronation Street. Craig arrives at number 11 with grave news for Eileen, but she's preoccupied with her plan to meet Todd at a Derek warehouse. However, she could be putting herself in danger. So, oh my gosh, it's going to be big for the wedding day. It's going to be big about that. And it's going to be big Wednesday. It's going to be the week to stay. Monday, 5th of October for Emmerdale. Paddy follows Chaz to her secret picnic with Al and watching from a silent place witnesses the sexual tension between them. Soon he starts to fear his relationship is over. Tuesday the 6th of October for Emmerdale. Worried about his brother's demon mood, Ellis approaches Dawn and tries to persuade her to take Billy back, but despite the fact that her heart is breaking, she knows she can't. Wednesday the 7th of October for Emmerdale, but this is a must-see, says here. It's the day of the interviews for the Vulcan nurses post, and still living over Rishi's meddling, Manpreet's determined to not to make things easy for Mina. Thursday the 8th of October for Emmerdale. In the aftermath of their argument over the eviction, Luke heads to Home Farm to confront Jamie, but is stunned when he finds him unconscious on the floor. Will he be okay? Friday the 9th of October for Emmerdale. As Billy becomes, increasingly suspicious that she's hiding a secret related to their break up, Dawn panics that he's getting too close to the truth and does something unforgivable. We spoil it for next week on Emmerdale. The next thing, battle lines are drawn at the vets when Belle arrives for a last shift and forms a plan to cause big trouble for Jamie. But what's the real reason behind her vengeful behaviour? And I forgot to say next week in Coronation Street, it says Johnny has words of warning for Ray when he offers Scott another job, but his attempts to do the right thing could backfire badly when he ends up in his old mate's bad books. Monday the 5th of October for Hollyoaks. Juliet puts Sid in danger during a drug drop, but when confronted by Victor, she throws Jordan to the wolves. Fearing for his life, the lad comes up with a shocking plan. Tuesday the 6th of October for Hollyoaks. It's the day of the law firm's photo shoot, but James is screaming when Imran turns up with his camera. As they prepare for their close-ups, he gives Verity some advice about Sammy. Wednesday the 7th of October for Hollyoaks. Liberty presses Sienna and Brody to come up with the name of their daughter, but as they bicker over it, she confides in Damon how hard she's finding it to give up her baby. Thursday the 8th of October for Hollyoaks. This is a must-see. Warren and Felix go head-to-head as they battle for control over the garage, but one of them goes too far as the past returns to hunt him. Violent scenes erupt. Away next week, new fatherhood is the last thing on Brody's mind when he learns that two of his neighbours are planning a reunion with an old enemy. Can he convince them to let sleeping dogs lie? Monday the 5th of October for Neighbours. It's the day of her baby shower and Chloe insists on going through with the con for Faye's sake. But it's a heartbreaking ordeal and pressure proves too much. Tuesday the 6th of October for Neighbours. Ned and Yashvi's mini break turns into a nightmare when he starts receiving disturbing texts from his biggest fan, and it seems she knows exactly where he is. Wednesday the 7th of October for Neighbours. As he anxiously awaits news about his future in the Force, Babe forms a plan to allay Levi's stress, and soon he sees her in a new light. Could their fake romance become reality? Thursday the 8th of October for Neighbours. After her attempts to gain support for her divorce case fail miserably, Rose learns that her accounts have been frozen and suffers a meltdown. Can Toadie find a way to help? Friday the 9th of October for Neighbours. Discovering that Carl and Jane have been bulk buying and hoarding bargains, a furious Susan demands they donate their haul to charity, but is their obsession out of control? And the next week for Thing, as Chloe and Pierce struggle to fix their marriage, an argument breaks out at the Rebeccas after Shane sabotages Dippy's cooking class, and he's soon an illicit passion is brewing. Okay, that's it. There's no point in me waiting on to Monday. I'm just going to see if it is on Thursday. And then this is this magazine going to be. Don't need that. I don't even know. Because that means it'll be on an hour on Tuesday and 2 episodes of Thursday. So, yeah. And it's on all the rest of the day. Oh, that's why. It's all on thing for 2 episodes just because it's a football thing on. So anyway, what did you think of that? That's TV Choice Magazine Week 4 complete. Goodbye, Tim and so. There you go. There you go. There's a look at the front cover, the back. I don't even know what it is this time. It's a goddamn. Like and subscribe if you want to see this in your bed tonight. Goodbye, Tim and Sully! Okay, thank you gamers for watching. This is a 24-minute video, so past this one yet. Hope you enjoy. Goodbye.